Right, shall I start? Right, guys. So we were talking about the organization process. So we talk about the planning, and then we move to the organizing. Organizing again, last part එක තමයි අද අපිට කතා කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. So then we can start the leading process as well today. So then leading එකේ සහ organizing තමයි ගොඩක් content එක තියෙන්නේ. Controlling process එක පැය භාගයෙන් වගේ අපිට ඉවර කරගන්න පුළුවන්. So I think almost 85% විතර so done with the management lesson as well. So the next will be starting operations management. Right. So my objective is to complete the grade 13 syllabus as much as possible. Okay. So that management is a key topic in your grade 13 syllabus. Right. So with that message, so just a quick recap on what we discussed. When you come to organizing, there are a couple of terms that we use, especially in your MCQs, fill in the blanks. There's a high chance they'll be checking those things because you might have your past paper with you. So if you could just check, you might see questions have been checked from these areas. Right. Now you can see the concept that we discussed: the unity of command, chain of command, span of control, the hierarchy, and the coordination. Everything that you can reflect in an organizational chart or a structure. Now, guys, the organization structure is how the organization post, responsibilities, authority have been structured. And when you try to implement or when you try to show that as a chart, that we know as the organizational chart. Right? Now, the structure and chart, you don't see much difference, but the structure is how that has been structured in terms of the post, in terms of the departments, in terms of the responsibility. And the chart is how you can show that, right? So in that manner, so we'll be discussing today organization structure and the chart and how those discussed concepts we can reflect in an organizational structure or a chart. Now, for example, if you take one example, so you might have in an organization, you got the CEO, right? So on the CEO, you have here, right? You got your marketing manager. So I used this short terms. MM stand for marketing manager. You get OM, which is operations manager. You got HRM, human resource manager. And you got FM, finance manager. And further you can divide, right? Further you can divide, no issue with that. So you got assistant finance manager or assistant marketing manager. And again, you got assistant marketing manager too, right? So maybe they also, you have got like marketing executives. So ME stand for marketing executive 1, marketing executive 2. Right? So likewise, you can see the structure. Now let's revise your knowledge, guys. What do you mean by the unity of command? Remember that. For you to tell most of the concept from operations management, marketing management, මේවා ගොඩක් මේ concept develop උනේ after World War II. right? මොකද දැන් operations management වලදී අපි මේකට කතා කරනවා. Because operations means අපි කියන operation එකක් තියෙනවා. It's not a kind of there are so many meanings when you say operations. But something like this management concept developed in United Kingdom and USA. They use those structured, they use those concepts to the forces as well. For example, unity of command, right? So which means that one particular employee need to report to one immediate supervisor only. Now imagine the battlefield, it's really important. Because why? Then you do not receive orders from different immediate supervisors. එක්කෙනෙක් කියන මේ දේ කරන්න, එක්කෙනෙක් කියන මේ පාරෙන් යන්න, අනිත් එක්කෙනා කියන අනිත් පාරෙන් යන්න, එක්කෙනෙක් කියන මේ විදිහට කරන්න. No. So then it's a really confused thing for you as well. Right now, what does it mean? Unity of command. So every employee, for example, if you talk about the ME2, what does stand for ME2? Marketing Executive. Marketing Executive 2, right? You see, Marketing Executive 2 receives orders, commands from Assistant Manager 1 only. Right? Because he directly reports to Assistant Manager Marketing, right? Assistant Manager Marketing 1. For example, Assistant Manager Marketing 2, let's say he's responsible for another division. So he's not trying to give orders to ME2. Either, ME2 is not going to follow his orders because his immediate boss, immediate manager is the Assistant Marketing Manager 1. And also, this marketing executive does not have any responsibility to report to HR manager, to report to operations manager, because they have been separately structured. So if you talk about the marketing executive 2, what does stand for unity of command is that, now let's say here's the marketing executive 2, right? Marketing executive 2 is only reporting to Assistant Manager Marketing. Assistant Manager Marketing 1, right? And Assistant Manager keep the pull up. So there's 2. You got that point. The unity of command is there. If not, that will be a really mess. If the assistant manager 2 started to give orders as well, or maybe there are more assistant managers, so it's going to be a mess for us for sure. So in that case, yes, we got this unity of command. So which means that every employee has an immediate supervisor. So if you think about the marketing executive 2, and we use a couple of words. Immediate supervisor and the immediate manager and the immediate boss use right? So you get that point. Chain of command. What does it stand for? Chain of command. Chain of command is that from the top level to the ground level. You might remember the 3 layers of management. You got the top level manager, you got the middle level, and the first line or the ground level. So there should be an unbroken way of following the authority and the chain, right? Now you can see there are no breaks during, from the CEO, for example, if you want to know from the hierarchy how it flows, from CEO to marketing manager 2, how it's happened. So CEO give the orders to marketing manager, who is the head of the organization, who is the head of the department, and then from marketing manager to the assistant marketing manager 1, and then marketing executive 2. So you can see the unbroken way of the authority, how it flows from the top managers to the bottom level. Breaks, so it's an unbroken way, right? Correct. So even we can come up with more structures like that. So you got that point as well. You got the chain of command. So it's like a chain. Now what does it stand for chain? The chain එක මොනවාරි අපි කියන්නේ කුරුකක් කියලා නේද? ඒතර ඒක එකක් කැඩනොත් the unbroken way. දැන් නිකන් හිතන්න bicycle එකක chain එකක් අර නේද මේ වගේ කැලලක් මෙයා වුණා කියලා කියන්නේ ඒක chain එකක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේද? ඒක flow එකකට ගලාගෙන යන්නේ නැහැ. So when you say a word chain, so you should be keep in mind that there should be an unbroken way, right? What does it stand for? The next one, span of control. Remember the fact, span of control is that the number of direct reports, number of the people, the subordinates or the employees who are directly reporting. For example, if you think about the span of control, assistant, okay, Assistant marketing manager 1 and span of control just 2, right? Just 2. So assistant marketing manager span of control 2. Got that point? Now, if you think about the CEO, what do you think? Span of control of CEO. Finance manager directly report to CEO. HR manager directly reports to CEO. Operations manager directly reports to CEO and the marketing manager. So which means 1, 2, 3, 4. So the CEO span of control is 4. You never say that, right? So you cannot count all the hierarchy members. So make sure that you get the direct reports only. So then I'll say span of control, assistant manager, marketing 2. Or else if I say span of control, CEO, just 4, right? Correct. Span of control, CEO. Span of control, assistant marketing manager 1, just 2. Correct. That also good. Then we talk about the centralization and decentralization. Yes, now the centralization is the decision-making power, the authority have been just vested with the top managers only. So they are not giving any chance to the middle level or the ground level employees to take decisions. So all the structures have been taken, all the powers. For example, we can say something like, in our country as well, right? So the political system sometimes centralized. So take all the decision by the top hierarchies. The decentralization is where you given the powers, authority to even from the top level managers, you have given that chance to the lower level managers as well. Now the coordination is that everything has to be coordinated in order to achieve the organization goals and objectives. Because it's not just that marketing department performs well, whereas the HR department not performing that much, because it's not about individual targets, it's not about individual objectives, right? Or maybe in a match or a cricket match or any kind of sporty way, so you might refresh or you might achieve your personal records, but still, as a country, as a team, you lost the game. Right? So likewise, you see, it's not all about the individual targets when you come to an organization. It will achieve the goals and objectives. So everyone's cooperation, everyone's commitment is required. So you need to have a coordination. And the hierarchy is how, those has been vested. You can see the hierarchy of this organization. Correct, cool. So what I want you to do is, guys, just take this snapshot, just take this short note. So you should be remembering all the concepts that we discussed in terms of the principle, depth-seated truth, organizational structure. So here AMM stands for Assistant Marketing Manager. Right, guys. So I hope you're done with that. We can come back to our field. So we are now discussing the last part of the organizing tude. So then surely we can start the leading part as well. So we'll complete this one, the organization structure and organizational chart. So I'll share my screen. So I hope we're done with this. Right, so we'll be able to write this explanation in here, and also I'll be giving you separate explanation for organization structure and the organizational chart. Right, so first we write this common explanation, provide a space. The distribution of the post, power, and that the task and the responsibilities is known as the organizational structure. So how it has been distributed throughout the organization. And you see several posts, you see their powers, you see their responsibilities. So marketing manager responsible to increase the sales demand. And you know, when that organizational structure that you shows in a chart, that's what we know as the organizational chart. Just make this and. And the chart that depicts the organizational structure is known as the organizational chart. එහෙනම් කොහොමද post, කොහොමද තනතුරු බලය, responsibilities වගකීම් එකිනෙකාගේ කොහොමද structure කරලා තියෙන්නේ, that's the organizational structure, how the way how it has been distributed, and a distributed වෙලා තියෙනවා chart එකකින් implement කරන්න යනවා නම් ඒකට අපි කියන organizational chart එක. මේක ගොඩක් වෙලාට organizations වල එක display කරලා තියෙනවා, right? So organizational structure. So actually, when you come to the most of the organizing principles that you can, it can be reflected in an organizational structure or a chart. අපි කතා කරපු අර organizing වල භාවිතා වන key terms ඔක්කොම අපිට chart එකකින් නැත්නම් structure එකකින් බලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. So right with that, so we'll write a separate explanation for structure, separate explanation for chart, and the way how you represent, the way how you present your chart, we can divide into 3 ways. The way how you present your chart, which means the organizational chart. In our organization chart එක present කරන්නේ මොන විදිහටද ඒක මත අපි කොටස් තුනකට බෙදනවා. Right? Namely, you can present it as a vertical manner or a horizontal way. නැත්නම් අපි කියනවා circular way එකක. Right? Or normally අපි use කරන්නේ vertical method එක. හැම example එකකම I discuss the vertical method. But also at the same time, horizontally also you can present that, and also in a circular manner. Right? That's all about the size and the shape that you present your structure. Right, guys, I hope you are done with this. So shall we write this as well? Right, so another explanation. So this discussed about the organization structure. Organizational structure is the way how the post, task, authority, responsibility, and the accountability are distributed and coordinated. So, when there's something wrong, something went wrong somewhere, you know where to capture that. You know who's the responsible person. And also it's really easy because, as the managers, as the owners, you are not maybe, as the owner, maybe as a CEO, you are not just a CEO of one company sometimes. So it's really easy for you to manage this thing because everything is well structured. So they have got their job to do. Everyone has got a job to do, right? So then everyone is reporting to somebody, right? So then everything is well structured. Structure is the way how the post, task, authority, responsibilities, and the accountability are distributed and coordinated. Now, make a distribute make coordinate. So the end goal is to achieve organizational goals and objectives. The end goal is to achieve organizational objectives and goals. In our maker, tani connector karana bari deyak. So that is why you have hired people. That is why you have hired most qualified managers to your business. So that is how you have structured them based on their qualifications, based on their experience. So based on their performance, you have structured. And then you are trying to get the best out of them to contribute to the organization, right, for a better outcome. And also one thing for you to tell, guys, remember this one as well. So just 1 second for me, right? And also as an employee, you motivate as well when you see the structure, because marketing executive too is not going to be a marketing executive for entire life, right? So he also got his personal set of things, maybe with the same organization or not, maybe from the same organization, right? To go up in the ladder, right? So for example, to become an assistant manager, to become a marketing manager, or maybe a CEO one day. So likewise, they also have cleared their paths So it can be with the existing organization or maybe with another organization. For example, marketing executive might work for a couple of years and shifted to another organization as a marketing manager. So likewise, so that's what's the happening around the corporate world. So that's also kind of a motivation for you as a, because you know where it stands. And also you know what you need to achieve in order to go to the next step. Right, so with that, අපි organization chart එකක් ගැන පොඩි explanation එකක් දාගමු. You know, right? When it's the opposite or you try to present how it has been distributed, that is known as the organizational chart. Now this is about the organizational chart. So when you try to present it, because everyone will not know how it has been distributed, or මේ විදිහට තමයි distribute වෙලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා. හැබැයි කොහොමද කියලා හෙව්වොත්, then you can show this organizational chart. Right. Now with that, guys, as you know, we can, the way how you present the organizational chart, we can come up with 3 ways. For example, you can select the vertical way, right? So vertical chart to present, horizontal chart to present, and as a circular or a circle, right? For example, let's take a practical organization. Let's say that there's an organizational who has the managing director, right? So you have the managing director who is the head of the organization, right? So then you got, let's say, production manager. Production manager. Right? So then I got finance manager. Finance manager. Right? And so on the production manager, you got the production executive. Production executive. And then you got a quality controller. Quality controller like organization and production quality check right? So he's responsible for the quality. You'll be learning this stuff when you come to the operations management, your next lesson. So a quality supervisor or a quality executive or quality controller. So whatever the name you call. And the finance manager, you got the financial accountant. Financial accountant. And you got your management accountant. Right. Right, guys. Now this is about the vertical way. Right? Make up a vertical keyword monada. Siras vidya, right? Vertical, right? You can see vertical, right? Maybe theater. Vertical. So the managing director, you got the production manager, finance manager, and then production executive, quality controller, and financial accountant and management accountant. Now the same manner, make anything horizontal. How do you think horizontally? Make a horizontal present karan. Right, so I'll utilize somewhere here. So you got the managing director, right? You can see that you got the managing director. Based on that, you got your production manager. And here you got your finance manager. And finance manager are in order, financial accountant and management accountant. You have your financial accountant and management accountant, and production manager are in production executive. And you got your quality controller. Quality control, right? So now you present this in a horizontal manner. Got it? Right? So you could have your horizontal side. So as a circular method, make a matter pulwag, maybe get a circular with the dana. Make a, so I remember that in the school days, you get your cleaning chart sometime. Classic cleaning, right? So cleaning chart, some other maybe the Monday, Wednesday, Kela. You can circular with the Hadana Malak. Become timetable right? So you got your CEO or the managing director. I write here, so managing director. So managing director are the so I would say like this, right? Two parts. The production manager. Production manager in අනිත් පැත්තේ ඉන්නවා වගේ finance manager right දැන් මෙතන තුන් දෙනෙක් හිටියනම් මොනවද කරන්නේ මේ layer එකට three parties වලට බෙදන්න පුළුවන් දැන් හිතන්න production manager finance manager HR manager තිබුණා කියලා එහෙනම් මෙතන තව එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් bro so production manager HR manager and your finance manager but here we see only two parties right two parties එහෙනම් මේ දෙවෙනි circle එක බෙදන්න දෙකට විතරයි so here you got the key person here and then you divide the next layer into two because why you only got two people so the production manager අනිත් පැත්තේ ඉන්නවා finance manager and then you need to have another layer because you represent this layer as well you can see layer 1 layer 2 and layer 3 right so my layer 3 එකකුත් ගන්න යන්නේ layer 3 layer 3 එකට අපිට ඕන වෙනවා 1 2 3 4 නේද හතර දෙනෙක් ඉන්න ඕනේ හැබැයි මේ හතර දෙනා production manager දෙන්නෙක් ඉන්නවා සහ අපේ finance manager report කරන දෙන්නෙක් ඉන්නවා got it right wrong එන්නව නෑ නේද right okay now so the production manager ඔයාලට පුළුවන් මේක මාපුවා මෙතනට ගන්න right because that is his thing and then this layer has to be divided again into two right so you get one part you get one part and so production manager you got the production executive right and this part you got your quality controller right quality controller quality control and then this is your the finance manager scope right span of control you can see right මෙතන යාගේ limit වෙලා තියෙන මෙතනින් so finance manager scope you got your financial accountant and management accountant විතර මේක ආපහු දෙකට බෙදන්න පුළුවන් saying the financial accountant and this one you got your management accountant got it right but you can see the this area which divides the production manager and the finance manager imagine you got three right so for the second layer so you can add another layer and likewise for example if you think about the finance manager for example let's say තවත් එක්කෙනෙක් හිටියා කියලා මොනාරි cost control නැත්නම් cost accountant so financial accountant management accountant cost accountant so how do you do that so this layer the third layer ඔයාලට තුනකට බෙදන්න තියෙනවා දැන් මෙතන බෙදුවේ you divide into two නේ so තවත් එක්කෙනෙක් හිටියා මෙතන තව layer එකක් දැම්මා මේ විදියට you write the cost account but you can see this part you know it separates the area from the production manager so it's just a matter of the way how you present right so we'll be able to take this down here I think ඔයගේ tube එකෙත් මම හිතන්නේ පල්ලෙහා space කීපයක් තියලා තියෙනවා I think no need to go with the short notebook yes I think you can utilize that space if you think that it's not enough or sufficient you can take these your notes in your short notebook ඒ වගේම tube එකේ අර bullets තුනක් දාලා තියෙනවා නේද bullets තුන complete කරගන්න vertical horizontal and circular the organizational chart so there are three bullets you can see vertical horizontal and circular Right. Now, if you think that, converting a vertical chart to horizontal, I don't think it's a really difficult task. But if you think that, if you find difficulty, let me change this one. Once you're done with writing, so I'll change the vertical structure. I'll just expand this and then I'll convert into a circular chart. Because I feel like you find some difficulties. I don't know. I just feel. Right. So converting a vertical chart to a horizontal, I don't think it's a difficult task. Right? Make a model maybe the Gahana. What a software එකක් නා use කරන වාට කෙලින්ම option එක දෙන්න පුළුවන් මේ chart එක insert කරලා පස්සේ ඒක horizontal ද vertical ද කියන එක. Okay, so let me know once you're done. So I'll expand the existing chart. So then I'll convert into a circular chart. Just give me 1 second, please. So do some little changes to this one, which is this vertical thing. Right, so I'm going to expand the thing. Right, so I'll just remove this part. I'll just erase. Right. So for your information, right, guys, I continuously face some network issues. I don't know why it's happening. So I just shifted to this one. You guys can hear me, right? Mawa ඇහෙනව නේද? Can someone please confirm? Okay, right. Thank you very much. Thank you. හරි අපි එක exercise එකක් කරමු, not an exercise. Just we'll use this screen whiteboard. Not much used to into this one. Right. Okay. So what we're trying to do is we had the structure, vertical structure, the vertical structure. Everyone sees my whiteboard, screen whiteboard. Yes, correct. So what you can do is, guys, what you can do is you had the managing director, the managing director short form again I'm using my mouse. So MD is there, right? Managing director. එයාගේ යටතේ හිටියා කවුද? Production manager. I refer as the PM not for prime minister. And then you got your finance manager, FM. මම මෙතන තව එක්කෙනෙක් include කරන්න යන්නේ ඔයාට get an idea how you convert the vertical into a circular manner. Right? So we got your HRM. Called HRM, Human Resource Manager. And PM එක අපි ආපහු පුළුවන් තුනකට බෙදන්න. Let's say අපි මේක තුනකටම බෙදමු, ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ, right? මේක තුනකට බෙදුවොත් අපිට එනවා let's say production executive, right? Production. I'll just remove this. I'll take a new one. So you got your managing director, and then you got your production manager, finance manager, and you got your HR manager. HR manager. So then you got your production executive, right? So PE, then you got your production executive 2, like we take like this, right? PE1, PE2. So it's a kind of a position comes under PM or who reports to PM, right? So PE2, production executive 3. Finance manager, you got right, finance executive, I'll get like that. So it's really easy. Finance executive in on it, executive can executive 1. So finance executive, financial accounting, finance executive, management accounting, likewise. So you got your financial executive 2, or maybe just 2 for them. So HR manager or HR executive connect, HR executive 1 and HR executive 2. Right. හරි අපි බලමු දැන් මේක කොහොමද කන්වර්ට් කරන්නේ සර්කියුලර් එකක් විදියට. හරි දැන් මෙතන layers කීයක් තියෙනවද? Layer 1, layer 2 and layer 3. Right, so first you need to make sure you come up with your layer 1. So you got your managing director. Right, so he's the only person in the layer 1. Layer 2 අපිට 3 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. Right, so now we are trying to draw a layer 2. Right, layer 2 එකට එනවා. එහෙනම් දැන් මේ layer 2 එක මොනවද කරන්න ඕනේ? ආට තුනකට බෙදන්න තියෙනවා. So you got 1 here and you got 1. So here, yes, sorry, now you got 1 2, yes, so 1 2 3. එහෙනම් මෙතන අපිට පුළුවන් මොනවද? PM ඉන්නවා මෙතන. Right, you got PM, you got FM, and you got HRM. So that's all about the layer 2, right? You guys see layer 2 here. So the layer 1 and you got the layer 2. ඊට පස්සේ layer 3 එකට එද්දී PM ට ඉනවා 3 දෙනෙක්. So make sure you draw your layer 3 like this. හරි ඔයගේ මේ layer 3 එක ඇවිල්ලා මේකම expand කරන්න පුළුවන්. මේ බලන්න. So production manager එක මම මේම expand කරනවා මෙතනට. So FM එක මම මේම expand කරනවා. So automatically එතකොට HRM expand වෙලා ඉවරයි. හරි දැන් එහෙනම් මෙන්න මේ layer එක right ආපහු කීයට බෙදන්න ඕනේද? 3කට. So 1 2 3. So you got PE1, production executive 2, production executive 3, right? And you got your finance manager span of control, right? That kind of thing. You can see the fact, guys. You can see the fact in an organizational chart. අපි කියවනේ අර මෙතන කියපු මොනවාද? hierarchic ඊට පස්සේ මොනවාද? span of control, unity of command මේ ඔක්කොම reflect වෙනවා. හැබැයි ඒකට vertical chart එකක්ම තියෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා එකක් නැහැ. Even in an circular chart you see those concepts. දැන් මම ඔයාලට පෙන්නනවා තිය කොහොමද circular chart එකකින්, right? Circular chart එකකින් කොහොමද span of control මම කිව්වොත් finance manager span of control. Here you can see, right? මේ තියෙන finance manager ගේ span of control එක. එයාගේ area එක මෙතනින් decide වෙනවා. හරි එහෙනම් finance manager කීයක් ඉන්නවද එයාගේ යටතේ දෙන්න. You can see, right? 1 and 2. So here finance executive 1 and finance executive 2, right? HRM දෙන්නයි නේද? HRM දෙන්නයි. ඕන අපි මේක තව එකක් add කරමු. Human resource executive 3. So now you see the human resource manager span of control, right? His area. එහෙනම් ඒක අපි ආපහු තුනකට බෙදනවා 1 2 3. So you got human resource executive 1 and you got HRE2 and you got HRE3. Right, so this is not a rocket science or something, guys. You just try to convert from vertical to circular, right? Shall we take this as well, please? If you still have any questions, please let me know. Right guys, unfortunately නේද සුපුරුදු පරිදි power cut එකක් මම හිතන්නේ chart එක ලියා ගන්න පුළුවන් වුණා නේද? So we'll stop for the moment guys, right? I don't know, a lot of difficulties, a lot of challenges, a lot of nada බාධක එනවා නේද? threats ටිකක් කීපයක් වෙනවා මේ දවස්වල, right? මම හිතනවා chart එක දාගන්න ඇති කියලා. ඔයා ඊට පස්සේ බලන්න පල්ලෙහා තියෙන points ටිකක් කියව ගන්න. මම ඒකත් පොඩ්ඩක් highlight කරන්නම්. Guys මොනවාද දැන් අපි මේ මෙච්චර වෙලා කතා කරේ මොනවාද formal organizational structure right පල්ලෙහා තියෙන note එක ඔයාලට කියව ගන්න පුළුවන් point form එකෙන් formal organizational structure එකක් ගැන තමයි අපි කතා කරේ. What does it mean? මේ ඔක්කොම formal නේ හැදලා තියෙන්නේ. CEO ඊට පස්සේ marketing manager, HR manager. හැබැයි ඊට අමතරව තියෙනවා දැන් something called informal organization structure එකක්. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි හිතමු ඔතන ඉන්න කට්ටියගේ අපි මොනාරි society එකක් start කරනවා. අපිට මොනාරි club එකක් කිව්වොත් මම අපිට hikers club මොනාරි ඒ වගේ දෙයක් right. ඒතර එතන formal hierarchy එකක් ඔයාලා දකින්න නැහැ. අපි හිතමු මෙතන ඉන්න අයගෙන් මොනාරි common needs and wants තියෙන කට්ටියක් ඉන්න පුළුවන්. අපිට මෙතන ඉන්න කීප දෙනෙක් ඒගොල්ලෝ කඳු නගින්න කැමැත්තක් දැයිද ඒගොල්ලෝ එකතු වෙලා මොනාරි society එකක් හදාගන්න. So එතනට CEO ඉන්නවාද එතනට marketing manager ඉන්නවාද ඒතර ඒක අදාළ නැහැ. So you see another informal group. පැහැදිලිද? දැන් අපි හිතමු මොනාරි එතන කට්ටිය ඔක්කොම එකතු වෙලා cricket team එකක් හදාගන්න. cricket ගන්න ආස කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා. හරි එතකොට එතනදී අර post hierarchy ඒවා අදාළ නැහැ. ඒතර එතන captain දෙන්නා CEO ආ captain කරන්නේ කියලා. right? ඒතර ඒකට talented කෙනෙක් තමයි එතනට appoint කරන්නේ. So that's what you see the informal group. නේද? පල්ලෙහාට note එක තියෙනවා. ඒකත් read කරගන්න. මොකද ඒක එකපාරක් exam එකේ දාලා තිබ්බා. මොකද්ද මේ informal group එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ. So based on that is outside this structure. So based on their common needs and wants, so they try to come up with a separate group. So that's what we know as the informal organizational structure එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒකත් සමහර organization එකේ හොඳට වගේම නරකට ඒක බලපාන්නත් පුළුවන්. දැන් ඒ වගේ event එකක් ඒ වගේ දේවල් organize කරොත් that's maybe their unity, their motivation will increase, but at the same time ඒක impact වෙන්න පුළුවන් organization එකේ negative පැත්තට. So ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් read කරගන්න එහෙනම්. So guys we'll see you on Monday with our new topic, business your management lesson. So we'll be starting the leading process, right? So thank you everyone for joining, and sorry for the disturbance. Thank you all. We'll see you next session. Thank you.